On the morning of April 25, 1915, Australian and New Zealand troops landed under fire at Gallipoli, and it was then and in the violent campaign which followed that the ANZAC tradition was forged. The elements of that tradition have inspired and offered an enduring example to later generations of Australians. Each year we gather to pay homage not only to those original ANZACs, but to all who have given their life and liberty in service to this great country. Today is unique. While we are not able to physically gather to honour those who have served our country, we gather in spirit. Our ANZACs enrich our nation's history. Their hope was for the freedom of mankind, and we remember with pride their courage, their compassion, and their comradeship. They served on land, sea, and air, and in many places throughout the world. Our remembrance is not to glorify war, rather we honour the memory of those Australians who have fallen in battle. We share the sorrow of those who have mourned them, and all who have been victims of armed conflict. As we too now face the uncertainty of unprecedented times, we draw upon the example of the ANZACs. May we and our successors prove worthy of their sacrifice. Our school captains will now read Not a Hero by Clyde Hamilton.
Not a Hero by Clyde Hamilton. The Anzac Day march was over. The old digger had done his best. His body ached from marching. It was time to sit and rest. He made his way to a park bench and sat with lowered head. A young boy passing saw him, approached, and politely said, "Please, sir, do you mind if I ask what the medals you wear are for? Did you get them for being a hero when fighting in the war?"
Startled, the old digger moved over and beckoned the boy to sit. Eagerly, the lad accepted. He had not expected this. "First of all, I was not a hero," said the old digger in solemn tone. "But I served with many heroes, the ones that never came home. So when you talk of heroes, it's important to understand the greatest of all heroes gave their lives defending this land."
The medals are worn in their honour as a symbol of respect. All diggers wear them on Anzac Day. It shows that they don't forget. The old digger then climbed to his feet and asked the boy to stand. Carefully he removed the medals and placed them in his hand. He told him he could keep them to treasure throughout his life. A legacy of a kind left behind, paid for in.
Overwhelmed, the young boy was speechless. He couldn't find words to say. It was there the old digger left him, going quietly on his way. In the distance the young boy glimpsed, saw him turn and wave goodbye. Saddened, he sat alone on the bench, tears welled in his eyes. He never again saw him, ever, but still remembers with pride when the old digger told him of heroes. A young boy sat and cried.
Miss Carty, our school principal, will now give the address.
Time to reflect on the qualities of past generations of Australians who, in hardship, displayed courage, discipline, self-sacrifice, self-reliance, resourcefulness and friendship. The Anzac spirit, which was bequeathed to us from battlefields long ago, lives on because it is a reflection of the very heart of our nation. Our men and women of the Australian Defence Force serve in Australia and overseas, carrying on the spirit of Anzac and the legacy of the Anzacs. Every nation remembers some past event, some battle, or some defining moment of history. Our defining moment came in 1915 at Gallipoli, a campaign which, if not an outright defeat, was certainly not a success. History shows that for a peace-loving people, we have been a formidable adversary when stirred to action, and also remarkably successful at the business of war. On every occasion when Australians have been called upon to protect freedom, they have done so generously, effectively and efficiently. The pride and grief of Australia following Gallipoli formed a bond so strong that it made a statement to the world that we had come of age and that our armed forces and our people were truly of one nation. By coming together on the 25th of April each year, this spirit of national unity is rekindled. ANZAC Day reminds us that wars are to be avoided, but when necessary, we must stand up for our values. It requires us to reflect on the past with pride, but also to look ahead and build on the achievements of our predecessors. By displaying the characteristics of the ANZAC spirit, comradeship, unselfishness, courage, and tenacity of spirit, we can enrich the Australian tradition. The ANZAC spirit exists in each of us, so therefore let us be guided by the ANZAC spirit in facing the national and personal challenges ahead, and let us strive to be worthy of the memory of those we honour today.
Please stand for the last post. Please join us for a minute's silence. Lest we forget.